Hi guys, I'm representing my team. Um, I was just out coaching today, and I am absolutely devastated. It was a big game. I know I talked about it already, but the lads lost, and I can only imagine how they're feeling now because I'm absolutely sick. Terrible weather conditions, but they gave it everything. Like it was, heartbreaking stuff. And it takes you right back to it. Oh, I really felt for them. Like they gave it everything. It's very hard to pass the balls, when you're trying to shovel the ball on. It's just like it's not sticking. It's shooting out of your hands. And if you get any hard contact in rugby when it's wet like it was today, the rain was absolutely bucketing down. Game really didn't go ahead. Like one of the pitches was just like piled high full of water, like up to I don't know why I'm doing that, but it was like covering your feet, like a pool of water, and so we had to change pitches, obviously, and yeah, it was a bit hit and miss if the game to go ahead or not, and it kind of just was something I wanted to talk about in the video while it's fresh in my mind, and unfortunately, it's very fresh in my mind. But that was like coaching, going into coaching after playing, and kind of some harsh realities, to life that I already touched on these before, and I'll kind of touch on them again. But it's kind of like hard work doesn't always pay off, or doesn't always give you the result you want. But there's still value in doing it, I don't think working hard is ever a bad thing. What I'm saying is, it might not always bring the results you want. It may get used and abused, and you also need to think of the reasons you're doing what you're doing. So, like, I got into coaching because I pretty much exhausted every avenue in terms of playing rugby. I played it while I was fit. I played it when I was extremely anxious. I played it when I was on medication, when I was drinking. I managed to somehow get through that, and then I kind of pushed my luck a little bit. And college came around, life responsibilities, and I still tried to play it. And then I took a break. Then the breaks got bigger, and my fitness started just seriously suffering. Then I got knocks to the head because I was always a physical enough player. I was always in the middle of everything, which I took pride in. That was kind of my thing. I was actually in the middle of a scuffle today on the pitch. Like I wasn't taking part in it. I was splitting up the lads. I really got into a bit of trouble. So I need to learn to keep a cool head. But it was all well intentioned. Two of their lads were attacking one of our lads, so I was like, "Look, you block back off, and you you don't be getting involved." So playing devil's advocate, if you like. But yeah, it's kind of like when I was playing week in week out, and the fire in the belly just kept dropping. It wasn't there, and playing just got harder and harder. I was like, "Nah, look, screw this. I'm getting sick on the pitch now. I'm not fit. I'm trying my damnedest, but I'm just not able for it." The medication that I was on as well was extremely tough on my stomach. Um, as I say, I'm still waiting for an assessment for IBS. So waiting lists, isn't that right? But look, sometimes rugby's just not feasible, and that's fine. That's fair enough. But what has been feasible is coaching, and it's kind of given me a new lease on life for rugby, if you like, which is why I'm so devastated for the lads because they're good lads. And I've played in some teams where you don't get on with them, you don't even like your own team, so how are you going to go out and win? There's lads talking back to teachers, coaches, refs, you name it, and you just don't click. Whereas this lot are a good bunch. They're nice lads. They all work really hard. Now, some of the things today, like, I'm gonna use a bit of rugby terminology, just FYI, but like not getting deep enough on our attack. Like when it's wet, you have to be able to see where the ball is and run onto it and take it properly. You can't be coming onto it like with a hard line. So if you're shooting up, taking the ball, it kept going over our shoulders. We were catching it like this, then they were tackling us, and it was spilling out of our hands. It's not the conditions to be doing that. We were trying big fancy passes over the top, and it wasn't working. Just take a sip. But this was the one I was targeting, because the school we played today had made things a little bit difficult, especially like considering that we had rightly so. Like I mean, and I'm a big believer in sportsmanship. So like, if another team can't make a game and they ask, would we be able to push back the date of the game within reason? I'm like, yeah, no problem, fair enough. I'm there thinking I want the lads to play. I also don't want to punish the other lads from the other school. I'm there thinking at the end of the day, the whole reason we're doing this is to play games, to play rugby, and I'm like, yeah, if it suits you better, no problem. Unfortunately, a lot of people aren't like that and will do anything to win, like, and it's I don't like that about it. So we pushed back our date for them. So you would think naturally when we wanted it done for us, they would just go, yeah, sure, because you did it for us. Not the case. Um, in fact, they made everything very difficult and very challenging. You know, you're kind of just like, there's no need for this. You know, and that's the thing I hate about sport. Really, is when men get involved and want to just rule the roost and make everything difficult, and they don't care how they win as long as they do win. Um, it's like, yeah, we made a lot of mistakes today, but there was a try in the game, and I said to the ref, "There's no way that was a try." You know, like I felt for the boys, and I was there saying it's not. He missed. You know, when you go, if anyone plays rugby that watches this, but you reach out for the try line, and you know if you haven't gotten there, you'll then put it into your arm and bring it back into you because you're like, "Oh, sure, pull it back." If you've scored the try and you know you have, you place it and you leave it on the line. Or, that's what I would do anyway. Let me know if anyone plays rugby and doesn't. And I said to the ref, there's no way that was grounded. Like, come on. And then I was like, look, he's not going to change his mind. You have to just accept it, as much as you don't like it. And because we've been training really well, there was a great buzz around the school. Like, all the teachers from all around the school were cheering us on, saying how well we were doing, how excited everybody was. And you build up your expectations. And I remember doing that when I played, only for them to come crashing down. And my God, I could see the lads like nearly in tears. I was nearly in tears. It was devastating. It really was. And you just think to yourself, they deserve this. They have worked hard. Get a bit of ice there. But you can feel how dejected we all are after today, and it's very sad. It's not a nice feeling right now. I was I normally coach the seconds team. I was off at one of their games earlier on Monday. And I want all the lads to do well. I want them all to be doing well and playing well and enjoying it. First and foremost, enjoying it. Like I put up a video talking about a lad who I noticed the signs of depression with them, and I'm so glad I did. And spoke to him again today because he was substituting for our team for the firsts. He got a few minutes, and I was talking to him. I was like, "You feeling better today, mate? You doing all right?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah. I think the chat did help, and we still have a league to play in." So he was happy about that and excited. Because I mean, you're devastated. When you don't win in your games, you were obviously upset. You're sad that you didn't get the result you felt you deserved, of course. And then like looking at a few of our lads as well. Sadly, there's a couple of things that just remind me of when I was playing. Like a few really good players in our team just not getting a look in. For trials and stuff like that. And you kind of go to yourself, is this system fair? Is hard work rewarded? Or is there so many loopholes and you're there just thinking, I don't know. I don't know. It's exhausting. But the reason I got into this wasn't for me. Well, it was in a way, but it was to give something back. Yeah, and that's something that you can do when you're a coach. Is you're part of a team still. You're still there. You're still involved. I run around, so it's exercise, even if not as much for me. Um, some people say they couldn't watch rugby and not play it, and they couldn't coach it and not play it. And I'm kind of like, I was trying so hard to keep playing, but I was exhausted every week. My nerves were shot. I felt terrible every week. This is the best that I can do right now. Like, even sometimes I'll be running around and think, yeah, I'm fine, and then I'll just be like, Jesus, I'm a lot less fit than I was. Like, my fitness has gone to shit in a lot of ways. Now, because I'm going out and I'm exercising more, I'm able to run for a good bit, But match fitness is a whole different ball game. Pardon the pun. And when I started coaching, I was in a bad place, and it gave me hope that I could give back to lads in a lot of ways, and I feel like I have. And I couldn't recommend it more highly for anyone. I can't recommend it enough for people who are not feeling great. If you're feeling, or if you've got mental illness like I do, shit can get you down easier. But you can give something, and you can come at it from an empathetic point of view. You can't fix everyone's problems now. I'm not saying that, but you can come at everything from a more empathetic view because you know what it's like to play sport and have mental illness. You know how hard it is just to get out of bed every day. So getting onto the field is an even bigger challenge. So if you see a lad who is like that, rather than withdrawn, and feeling sorry for yourself, try and get out there and make a difference. That's what I feel coaching has given me. It's like I might not be playing, and sometimes when I play, I'm kind of feeling bitter. I'm feeling angry. I'm like, I should have gotten this. I should have gotten that. And that doesn't get you anywhere. Still coming to terms with a lot of things. But yeah, you do. You're kind of there thinking, first and foremost, you should enjoy playing the sport. You should enjoy being a part of the sport. You shouldn't be thinking, oh, I have to be in the best team. I have to always be aiming higher. I have to go up and up. That's not what it's all about, and that's what we're kind of made to feel it's all about, which it isn't. It simply isn't, and we lose track of that because men are idiots. There, I said it. We get very competitive, we want to win at all costs. People in general are idiots, you get parents that are willing to do anything to help their kids win. So, you see some obnoxious behaviour by parents, really bad, and it sickens me, like, seeing it, especially like when you're an adult and you realise that as you're older. Like, I get passionate, don't get me wrong, I was getting very passionate on the sideline today. But at the end of the day, you always shake hands with the other team. I'm a big believer in that. That's something I always do. I always shake hands with the lads on the team. Even if the game wasn't fair, it didn't go our way, you do it, Shake hands with the ref. Say, thanks ref, thank you for showing up, because they're giving up their own time, as are you, but it's nice to do that. And like, I've gotten perks from coaching too. Like, I got free tickets to the Ireland game at the weekend. That's great, just gone. And I was able to sit and enjoy it as much as you could anyway, given how badly they played. But I didn't feel like, oh, but I have to get back out now, it's not done yet for me. I'm not saying never. It'd be nice to go back out and just not put that pressure on myself. I would love to be able to go back out into the field, be fit enough to play, but also not have that pressure on me where I'm there thinking, if I make one mistake, I'm done. I guess when I show that I'm a good player, people expect an awful lot from me because I can play very well, and I have. But I get nervous, then I get the expectation on me, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can keep this up every week. Then expectation comes on, and commitment, and you're like, oh, Jesus, now I'm starting to feel it. And I can't always guarantee I'll be in the best headspace. Like, to tell you the truth, a couple of weeks now coaching have been tough because I just haven't felt with it. Started kind of dissociating a bit more. I'm like, what drill are we doing next? Oh yeah, do that and do this. I'm all over the place, because I've had a few tough weeks lately, and it makes it very hard to stay focused. So lads will be saying, what are we doing next? And you're like, oh, I don't know. My head's all over the shop. But it's definitely something for me to stay focused on. Like, it's given me an awful lot. I'm able to stay involved, I'm able to stay focused, I'm able to be part of a team. I've got a really good group of lads that I'm coaching with. I've got a great group of young lads that are playing for us who keep showing up. We're always getting good numbers, so fair play to them, And I'm gutted for them, more than anything. More than me or anything like that. I feel upset for the lads. One of our lads even pulled his calf really badly, really bad calf injury. And he was crying because he couldn't come back on. And you're there kind of going, I miss the days where I used to feel like that, because that just faded from me. I used to have days when I was like that, where pinky got bent back into an L shape, and my mum put it back in for me, and I got straight back out into the pitch. Jesus, wouldn't it be nice to say that I still had that, but I don't know if I'll ever get that back. I really don't. I hope I do one day, but at the minute I'll stick to coaching. Because as I say, you can make a difference. You know, you can be a part of something a bit bigger than yourself. You might not necessarily ever get back into playing, but you're still a part of it. And I feel like playing in the thirds team, like I did after trying seconds, firsts, playing in their 20s, feel like I gave it my best shot. And now I'm still involved, so I think I'm doing as much as I can to stay involved in rugby. And my mental health was in a shit fucking place, like an absolutely shit place. And I still kept trying to play, and I was still so hard on myself. And I couldn't let go, I couldn't stop being critical, no matter what. Like I say, I went straight back to training only just over a month after I tried to, sign off, as they say, end it all. And that's very hard to say, and it's kind of like I should have been taking a break. It's all well and good getting back on the horse, but it's like getting on a dead horse. Weird analogy, I know, but nah, it's also a learning curve, like where you're just there thinking the lads have put in so much work week in, week out, trained so hard. They've won an awful lot of games this season, and yeah, the fairy tale ending would have been to go out today, have a really tough game and win. And I've been on the receiving end of a loss when I was playing, and just like, oh, such a devastating feeling. So I know the feeling all too well of that fairy tale ending doesn't come true, and the reality hitting you of, things don't always work out. In fact, quite a lot of times they never do. From what I've experienced, it's all about how you bounce back from rejection and defeat. So like now it's coming up to Christmas, like this was the last week before Christmas, and yeah, definitely a bit dejected, alright, but look, proud of the lads. We're all going to have to just bounce back from this, and I still think we've built something really special there, from a school that doesn't play rugby as their main sport. We've made lads who couldn't even pass a rugby ball confident now, throwing the ball around, making good tackles, proud to wear this wonderful crest. And we all are, it's not the school I went to, but I feel like I'm a part of it, and I feel really proud to be a part of it because they've given me such an opportunity. And Fozzie as well, a huge shout out to him, like what a guy, for giving me the opportunity. And we went out for a dinner, like all the coaches together earlier this year. We had a great laugh. That's brilliant, I've got a group there that I relate to, that I like. Niall as well for giving me the chance. Met Johnny as well at the weekend for the Ireland game. Got a good catch up with him, and he's a sound guy, a South African guy. So there's a camaraderie to it as well, like staying involved in a sport. You're not necessarily the most competitive, you're not the best player in the world, but you don't have to be. I wish I'd learned that sooner. You don't always have to be the best, and you can watch. You can support, you can coach. Here we are. And you can give a different perspective. You can try and help lads confidence. You can try and build them. You know what I mean? It's I guess it's something that you can give back. It's not easy, like taking a loss, especially not when you've worked really hard and when the lads have put in so much effort. But sadly, it's just a part of sport. That's a part of life as well, really. But it's given me an awful lot, and I have a real community there now. And I can go to games and feel like I'm going to watch them and enjoy them without the pressure of playing, and I'm allowed to do that. And hopefully I can make other lads confident enough to stick with rugby after school. That'd be nice, because I tried, I did, but when the damage is done from an early age, you're like, you needed to be handled better, and it wasn't. And I wish it had been, because then I think I would have stuck it out and been more confident. And look, if life didn't get in the way, which it will inevitably do, then who knows? But coaching has given me a lot, and I can't recommend it enough. As I say, you take the losses on the chin. Feels like I've been knocked out. And we'll keep building on it. This is a very positive atmosphere that I'm in right now, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And if any of you out there have quit playing a sport, or you're not feeling great when you do it, coach it. Maybe try coaching it for a bit, because that could always work. It's a different avenue to go down, and it keeps you involved even when you're not playing. You're giving back something. So those are my thoughts anyway on coaching, and I hope you liked it, guys. As I say, devastated, but look, we'll bounce back. And thanks for watching. Cheers.